I'm Garrett Kinsman, the co-founder of Nodal, and today I'm going to show you something that I'm pretty excited about, which is how to create a multisig account with your Nodal cache. Now, this is designed for more advanced users, so people that may have a lot of Nodal cache or are just interested in much higher security storage techniques for holding Nodal cache. Now, at the time of this video, which is early 2021, we are working on a way to support hardware security modules through multiple providers and eventually even the ones that are in your phone. But today, this is the most secure way that you can handle and generate your Nodal cache. So today I have an account. The first thing you want to make sure is that you're on the nodalprotocol.io or through GitHub. Well, the Polkadot Substrate official wallet looks very similar. We interact with our chain a little bit differently. So you want to make sure that you're on the mainnet of the Nodal network and click switch if you are not. Today I'm demonstrating these features through our testnet. So what we're going to do is we're going to create 3 separate accounts that we'll use for handling our accounts. If you don't know how to generate an account, you can go back and watch some of our earlier videos on how to do so. So now that I've imported my 3 accounts here, we can get started with creating the multisig. So all you have to do is click multisig. I'm going to select multisig 1, 2, and 3 as the 3 signatories. Now, if you're extra paranoid, what you can do is you can create an account on another computer, and instead of importing it into the Polkadot wallet on this computer, for example, maybe we think this computer is compromised, all we can do is paste the public key right here, and we can add that signatory. Now this complexifies things because whenever we want to send a transaction, I have to go between computers, but we increase the security of this significantly. What we're going to do here is we're going to select the threshold. The threshold is essentially how many people out of the total number of signatories you want to use. And I'm going to select 2. So 2 of 3 is very common. 3 of 5 is also very common as well. And we're going to call this Multisig Test. And we'll select Create. Now that we've created our 3 multisig accounts, I'm going to highlight these so it's easy to see. So these 3 multisig accounts are the signers for this multisig test. So we can actually see it here. We have this account, we have some nodal that we've sent to it. The threshold is 2 out of 3, so we need 2 of these signers out of 3 to make a transaction. And we can see our 3 signatories. So what I've done is I've sent some nodal cache to each of these multisig accounts. What I've found is that if you have less than 1 nodal cache on these accounts, the transactions will fail. So again, these are things that we're working on upgrading. So what I've done is I've sent 10 nodal cache to each of these accounts just to make sure that when I want to send the transactions, they'll work. So what we're going to do now is we're going to send some nodal cache from the multisig account to another account. In this case, this is my mainnet account that doesn't have any nodal cache yet. What we're going to do is we're going to send 1 nodal cache, and we're going to make the transaction. We're going to sign with the first here, so we can see we're sending 1 nodal cache to my mainnet account on the testnet, and we're sending from our multisig account with this as the first signatory. Now we're going to sign and submit the transaction. So what happens next is we see a little notification here on the multisig account. What we're going to do is we're going to send the same amount. This transaction has to be crafted the same. In the future, we're going to make this as simple as possible just by clicking the notification, and it just works. So we're going to send from our multisig test to our mainnet account. We're sending 1 nodal cache, and instead of number 1 being our signer, we're going to have number 2 be our signer. And make sure that this is checked here. This means that we're going to essentially submit the transaction along with this signature. So we're going to sign and submit. And we just saw that the balance decreased from here, and my mainnet account was funded with one Nodal cash. Now there's some common errors that you're going to see. The first one is the transaction failing simply because there's not enough funds. So make sure you send Nodal cash to this account. If you have less than one Nodal cash, then you will sometimes throw an extrinsic error. This is an issue with Substrate, and we're working to fix that. Now on top of that, if you want to have a bit of added security, what you can do is you can actually create these accounts on separate machines using separate key generation. And instead of doing this process on this machine, what you would do is, instead of importing the account, you would select the signatory locally, and then you would add the other signatory through its public key when creating the multisig account. This way, when you sign a transaction, you'll actually have to sign it on multiple different computers, so you can physically separate the keys. Additionally, we also recommend that the seeds, so the private key or the 12 words which you use to generate these accounts, are stored offline. So thanks again for being part of the Nodal network, and we hope you enjoyed this very interesting multisig tutorial. And we just want to let you know that we're working every day to make this so that anybody could use this, and we're actively working towards multisig support with hardware security modules. Thanks again, and have a great day.